I would like to invite our esteemed dignitaries and guests for the today onto the stage. And our very special guest, Mr. Raj Vikramaditya, popularly known as Striver, founder of TakeUForward. Mind educators in the field of programming and software development. He is the founder of TakeUForward, a platform that guided countless students in mastering data structures, algorithms, and interview preparation. Striver is also an ex-software engineer at Google and a YouTuber, inspiring students through his education and clear teaching style. His journey from being a competitive programmer to a mentor who helps others crack top tech interviews truly embodies the spirit of DSA and beyond. We are deeply honored to have you here with us today, sir. Please join me in giving a huge round of applause to Mr. Raj Vikramaditya Striver. So, begin with the proceedings, I request our head of the department to kindly address the gathering and share a few words with us.
Today's chief guest, Raj Vikramaditya Striver. Really, it is great honor for us to invite you, sir, and thank you so much for taking a lot of pain. He woke up in the morning at 2:30 around, and without expecting anything, just he came here to give some valuable inputs to students, without expecting anything. That is his greatness. And he just 2020 graduate, I think. In just 4 or 5 years, he achieved a lot. Really great inspiration to all of us, to our students. And all these students are waiting eagerly for your inputs. After floating the Google form, this is the first time we received more than 500 registrations for the first time. Without asking, we got more than 500 registrations, and all are really looking forward to interact with you, to take valuable inputs from you. And I'm thankful to you once again from my heart, and I thank Pallavi Madam and all CBB members who are behind this program. Thanks to one and all. And I request all students, my sincere request, because majority of the students came without any notes. Without, I don't know. So this is very, very important. At least please open the note in your phone. Note down the question and answer what Raja Vikramaditya Garu is going to answer. For that, please note down. These things will help you a lot in your placements in the future to get a good future, right? Success in your future. Please make a note and don't make any noise, and listen carefully each and every answer and make a note of those answers. That is my sincere request to everyone. And once again, I thank all CBB members and Pallavi Madam especially, and all faculty members who are helping us to make all the events success in our department, in our college. And my heartfelt thanks to you, sir, once again. Really, your journey is an inspiration to me and as well for my students. Thank you, Ananda. Thank you.
For your valuable words. And now, let us hear from the person who has inspired millions through his passion for teaching and coding. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Raj Vikramaditya to share his few words with us.
Hey everyone, good morning. Usually I don't see people coming at 10 a.m. in engineering colleges. It's really good to see that. And thank you, sir, for such warm words. I went to one of your other branches a few months back, and this is the second visit under this Vishnu College. So yeah, thanks for having me here. Just wanted to say a couple of we have a podcast lined up, but before that I just wanted to share a couple of insights from my engineering journey that might help you in the longer run. I haven't graduated very long back. It is hardly 4 or 5 years back that I graduated out of college. I was very similar to you. I wanted to get into an IIT. Most of you wanted to get into an IIT and you were not able to, and that is one of the reasons why you are here, right? Do you agree with that? Yeah, right. And why are you here? What is the sole purpose of you being here apart from being an engineer? If I have to rank it, is it, will placements top the chart? For how many of you placements top the charts when it comes to the purpose of coming into this college? How many? You don't want a placement? Everyone is over here, let's be frank, everyone wants to exit this college with a great placement so that they can get back home, they can uplift their family. So one thing I'll say is these 4 years will shape how your future will look like, because what is done you can't change it. Like whatever you have done in your class 11, class 12, you can't rewrite it. But what you can do is these 4 years of your college, you can do much better than a lot of people at IITs, NITs, triple IITs. I myself am not from an IIT or any top tier college. I come from a college known as Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College. How many of you have heard about it? See, none. So I come from a college which you don't even know. So coming from that college, and I can proudly say that a lot of people in IITs, top tier colleges are watching my lectures currently preparing for placement season. So that is the mindset you should have. One failure shouldn't decide your future. Whatever has happened in your class 11, 12, that is absolutely okay. You're over here to learn. Focus on learning, and one thing for sure is make sure you go out as a better engineer. Now, a better engineer is just not defined by cracking interviews or something like that. It has a lot of things, like you have to learn a lot of things. Whatever subjects you have, be it DSA, be it development, be it DBMS, operating system, computer networks, any other subject, please make sure you have your fundamentals right up to the point in this college, in these 4 years, because whatever you're going to do in these 4 years is going to define a lot of things. Imagine you go out of this college with a 6 CGPA. Trust me, you'll face a lot of problems going out in the market. So once you graduate out of college, if you have a 6 CGPA, it will be very difficult for you to get interviews as well. So these 4 years are gonna define how your life is going to be. Now imagine after 4 years, what kind of life do you want? Do you want a life where you let's assume you move to a Bangalore or a Hyderabad or a Gurgaon or a Pune or a Mumbai, anywhere, like any city? What kind of life do you want? Do you want a life where you're sharing your room with 2 other people in a PG? If you want to go back home, you're checking out the flight prices and you're like, no, it's 7,000, I can't go now. If someone falls ill in your family, you're like, I can't come now, but I'll send out a bit of money. Or you want to spend a life where you're going into a shopping mall, looking at the price tag. Do you want that life, or do you want a life where, you go to a top tier city and you have your own flat where you can stay, you can call your parents, you can make them stay, you can give them a tour of the city. If you want to fly for Diwali, if you want to fly for Durga Puja, any vacation, you can just take the next flight and go. Do you want a life where you go to the shopping mall and you can take any of the things? Do you want a life where, whatever your parents want, if they want a car, you will be like, okay, give me 4 months, I can get you the car. What kind of life you want? So just focus on that, because, you are hardly 18, 19, 20. Whatever you do now is going to shape your future. And trust me, one good placement, one good package changes generations. Now this is, so I come from a very small village in Odisha. It's called Anijo. So in that village, no one did engineering. So everyone was doing more like, they used to come to Mumbai or a Bangalore. They would be a security guard somewhere. They would be serving food in hotels. They would be in the reception. That was the primary job of our village. Like, everyone who was graduating, they used to go to a city and do these kind of jobs. I started I was the first engineer over there. I started this, I got into Google, and now when I go back to the village, the kids over there, they are asking me, how can we get into Amazon? How can we get into Google? Just look at the mindset change, and it just is not coming from me. It's just, just one person. That is what it needs. And even in your college, you would have seniors who, I think I was picked up by someone who got into Optum with a 30 LPA. So, you look up to these kind of seniors and you just get inspired by them. So try to take as much as inspiration from every corner. Make these 4 years count, and make sure you get out of the college with a good package, and if not, with really good skill set, so that in the next couple of years after college, you can really be at a good place and you can take your family upwards. Most of you are from a middle class background, I'm assuming. Most of you. So yeah, good luck, and just make sure you take your family up 10 years down the line. If your parents should be proud of you, you should be able to achieve, you should be able to give them everything. Trust me, and that is the maximum you can do for the sacrifices they have done. I'm sure most of your parents would have sacrificed so much to get you into this college, to give you education. So make sure you do it for them. Other things can definitely follow afterwards, but your primary goal should be parents, and that is what I'll say. Thank you.
Words. And now it's time for what we have been waiting for, the podcast session. This will be an engaging and insightful conversation where our seniors will take over the stage and dive into topics like DSA preparation, placement journeys, real-life challenges, and life beyond coding. So let's get started with DSA and Beyond, the podcast with Striver.
Of DSA. The legend, Aura himself, Striver. Please give a huge cheers. I really don't think there is a need where I have to introduce Striver, because I don't think there is someone in the crowd who doesn't know Striver here. So, moving on to our first question, Striver. I want to begin this podcast asking you with this one thing. I want to know what Striver was like when he was in his college days, and how he joined his college, how he went through his first year to fourth year, the entire journey that you have been through.
It was very similar to you people, as I stated. 2015, that's when I started, 2015. Most of you wanted to get into an IIT. I was very similar to you, nothing different. I wanted to get into an IIT or at least a top tier institute. Unfortunately, was not able to, so took a year drop. After taking a year drop, I again prepared, and this time I managed to get into a government engineering college, because I come from a very normal kind of a family, so for us to afford a private education was not possible. So somehow got into a government engineering college, did my entire engineering in 55,000. So that was the best thing that happened. If I look back, so 2016 I started my journey. First year got into the college, and the moment I got into the college, so the college I got into had hardly any placement kind of a scenario. The companies that we're visiting, they offered 1.8 LPA, 2.2 LPA, 3 LPA, 3.2 LPA. So the average was around 3-ish was the average, and most of the companies that visited that particular campus had a bond of 3 years. So one thing I was very sure was I'll be getting out of this college with a 30,000, 40,000 salary per month. So that was already there in the first year. So, and during those times, you were not aware of all of these things, of these top tier companies that pays you 10 LPA, 20 LPA, 30 LPA. Nowadays, you see with the intervention of YouTube, with so many content creators, so many real creators, the awareness is much more. Like all of you, what is the strength? Like how many of you are first year? That is crazy. No first year. How many of you are second? Okay. How many of you are third? Okay, fourth? A few. I'm assuming. Okay, nice. That's crazy. Usually I get a lot of first years. So one thing I was very sure was like, this college is not gonna give me anything, right from the first. So as of today, you guys know that these companies are there, they pay this much, and this is all because of, you may love or you may hate the content creators, but content creators have made a change in this particular way that you can at least dream of these kind of packages and you start preparing very, very early. For us, we were not aware of it, so the first year was more like, okay, just first year. We had subjects like engineering, drawing, the carpentry workshop.
The ones you hate, right?
And it was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm a CS engineer. I'm literally cutting rods. Like, that was beyond my understanding. I'm doing integration problems. I'm writing essays in English class. So for me, the first year was more like figuring out what engineering is, and I was not able to, understand why does a CS engineer needs to do it, because, the path was not clear. For us, we only knew this is the curriculum for first year. Apart from that, no clear vision of. We also had a similar club like you, a coders club that I joined, which had hardly 15 or 16 people in the entire college. So no one used to join it because, again, the culture, there was no culture. Joined that club, had a couple of seniors who were into coding, but again, the point to notice over here is most of the people were into coding, not into coding for placement. First year they told me, okay, you need to do a bit of code forces, a bit of code chef, and I started exploring it. I did a bit of code chef. Second year I started exploring a lot more code chef, but you need to keep in mind one thing, everything that I did during that phase was not because of placements. I started code chef, I found it interesting. I had nothing to do in my college life because it was in the outskirts. So the only thing that was left was a laptop and something to do with the code forces in my second year. Then third year came by. When third year started, Again, zero idea about what happens, what doesn't happens. Kept doing code chef, started code forces, kept doing a lot of code forces. There is something as ICPC. How many of you have heard about this? International Collegiate Programming Contest. So basically, one team from your college, one or two teams from your college specifically represent your college. So that is India-wide competition, and then you go to represent India as in the world level. So in the India-wise, I participated from my college, and usually inter-college you will compete. So we competed with third years, fourth years, and in my second year I was able to beat the third years and fourth years, and I went on to represent my college in ICPC. So this was the starting of me understanding that I can code and I can really code well. So second year went like that. I went on to represent my college in ICPC, and again third year the same story repeated. I again went on to represent my college in ICPC. The fourth year was again the same journey. So across 3 years, went to ICPC, met a lot of people. So this is where the journey started. So when I went to ICPC, I met people who were from IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur. So all the IITians were there, and when you had a conversation with them in the dinner table, they used to tell us that, okay, we have internship season coming up, and I like, ye kya hota? Like, what is this? And they said us ki, Google would come on campus, Microsoft would come on campus, and a lot of other companies would come on campus, and they would hire people for 2 months of internship, 6 months of internship, and on the basis of performance, they'll be offering you a pre-placement offer. So that is when I understood that, okay, there are companies that pay more than 3-4 LPA. That's when I got an idea from ICPC. I met a lot of people, I ended up making a lot of friends. I still have friends from those time. I still talk to them. So that's when I got an idea. And that was majorly because Geo was just starting, YouTube was not there, there was not a lot of content floating around. So it was more like an offline thing that I got. Maybe today I'm mentioning about ICPC. 5 years down the line, you will be going and said, Striver came to our college, said about ICPC. So something like that happened to me as well back in my second year. Second year happened, third year again happened, did nothing apart from coding, just coded up. In that entire phase of second, third, fourth year, I never missed a contest. Never ever missed a contest. If you open up my Code Forces graph, be it semester examinations, be it me being unwell, be it I traveling somewhere, I have given every contest. Either it is at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 10 p.m. at the night, 1 a.m. at the night. I've given every contest from second year to fourth year till I got my first internship at Amazon. I've never missed a contest. That was the passion that was the passion I had. And again, I'm repeating, I'm stressing on one fact over here. You gotta love what you do. You can't do only for the sake of placements, because if you do only for the sake of placements, eventually, that will somewhere crack. Basically, it will not be very sustainable in the longer run, because if you don't love it, you can't go and do a job where you code, because you're gonna do it, every day. If you don't love coding, how are you going to code in a job which you're going to do 9 hours a day for 5 times a week? So that's not going to be possible. Third year happened, did a lot of Code Forces. At the end of third year, as I stated, there were no companies visiting our campus for internships. So I was trying off campus. I tried a lot. There were hardly any calls that I got back, but I got one call back. That was from Microsoft. So Microsoft had during that time they used to do a lot of pan-India internship hiring. So they were doing a pan-India internship hiring. They ended up sending me a coding link. So basically online assessments, that is what you call it, right? Online assessments are typically of 60 minutes, and you'll be given a couple of questions, or they'll be of 90 minutes, you'll be given 3 questions. So there was an online assessment. I gave it, I cleared it, and then I was called to Hyderabad itself. So that's the first time I visited Hyderabad. So it's very, very close to me. I visited Hyderabad. It was all sponsored. Proper flight was reimbursed. They gave us 5-star stays. So at 20, 21, I was able to get into a 5-star. As of today, it doesn't feel special, but back at that time, coming from a very small family, staying in a 5-star hotel, it's something you always dream of, right? Have you been in a flight? Like for the first time, you'll see a lot of, even today when I was coming in the flight, I had a flight at 5 a.m.
So the moment I was boarding the flight, there were a lot of people were clicking pictures. The raw emotion of boarding the flight for the first time. There are a lot of people taking their parents in the flight. They're clicking pictures with the aircraft at the background. So it was special for me. I flew to Hyderabad, gave all the rounds. Made it to the last round, which was an HR round. HR round was typically where they were asking questions like, are you free for the 2 months in the summers? Will it be okay to move to Hyderabad? Will you get an NOC from your college? So all of these questions. And there were 5 people. So at this point, what will you think? You will think that, okay, cool, I made it, because they're not going to reject you on the basis of, will you be relocating to Hyderabad or not? So somehow, that round went, and then when the results came in, they said that I was not selected, and they selected only 2 people. So I went to the HR and I asked, why did you not select me? So when I asked them, they told me one thing, Raj, what, everyone was good. Everyone was very good out of you 5. And we only have 2 slots for today, because we also have other batches coming in for the next 5 days where we'll pick 2, 3 every day, and we have a total of 20 or 25 that we have to hire across India. So because they had 2 slots for that particular day, they had to somehow figure out 2 people out of 5, and the only way, because they didn't know me, they didn't know anyone else, all they had was a paper describing myself. So the only equivalent thing that they found among 5 people was CGPA, and they basically filtered out on CGPA. They took the top 2 people on CGPA. At that moment, I had a CGPA of 7.0102. So that was very heartbreaking, but I feel, that is something that shaped me much better. I understood, coding is just not the only thing you should be doing. I came out of the Microsoft campus that you have in Hyderabad. There's a long pavement outside there. Sat there, cried for an hour, because when you come from such a college, you hardly get opportunities, and when you miss that opportunity, it hurts, and it hurts very, very badly, because it was almost, 3rd year was almost over, and to feel that, okay, I'm not going to get an internship, that kind of hurts you very bad. So I was outside, I cried a lot, and then I told myself, I was rejected because of CGPA. I'll go back, I'll work on itself, and I'll improve it somehow. I went back the next 4 semesters. I worked like anything. I had a 9.8, 9.7, 9.6 and a 9.9 in the next 4 semesters. I took my CGPA up to 8 point something, and that is how the CGPA thing went well. So this is why during my opening speech as well, I said one thing: please focus on CGPA, because during your early days, when you will be shortlisted, the CGPA will matter, and it will matter a lot. Maybe, after a few years, after you're into the industry for 5-6 years, the CGPA will not matter that much, but initially the CGPA is going to play a very, very important role. To be very honest, I don't know these 2 people, right? And I'm not going to ask them. All I'll take is their resume. So the moment I take their resume, they'll almost have similar things. They come from a same college, they would have done similar projects, they would have done almost same thing. So the factor where I can distinguish is gonna be a same factor, and that is the CGPA stuff. So that is why please focus on CGPA, no matter how much Instagram stuff you watch where they say CGPA doesn't matter. Please cut off all the social media which tells you about these things. First couple of years, CGPA is going to be extremely important. So that was about my 3rd year, didn't get an internship. 4th year started applying a lot of off-campus, applied to a lot of startups, got rejections. 7th semester was ending up. Again, I never left coding. During this entire phase, kept on coding, kept on doing code forces, was around 1700, 1800 rated at code forces, 6-star at a code chef, which was under 100 India rank during that phase. So did a lot of coding that time. In 4th year, applied to a lot of places. In the meanwhile, I was also doing a lot of content writing internship because I was good at coding. So I used to write a lot of articles for Geeks at that time. I wrote around 1,000 plus articles for them during my college phase. Got a lot of money as well out of it, which ended up being my pocket money during that time. 4th year came by. During 4th year, I was trying to look for off-campus, got my first job as Infosys rather. So again, it was an off-campus thing. Infosys was offering 3.6. There's an interesting story for Infosys actually. So Infosys was having a drive in Kolkata. The college was UEM. How many of you have heard about it? UEM. Okay, anyways, so they were having the hiring drive over there, and they gave me the interview call letter, and I was not interested. So I basically went in a jeans, a t-shirt, and a slippers, and the security guard tells me, no entry. And then I was arguing with them. Here's my interview call letter. Show me where's. I don't see a dress code written here, because logically you can't kick me out because you need to write a dress code over there. And he's like, no, this is an interview. I say, show me this, otherwise I'll make a mess out of it. And somehow they allowed me inside. So the moment I went inside, everyone over there was clean shaved, with a formals, with a formal shoe, and I am with beards. Proper, मतलब job चाहिए ही नहीं मेरे को. It was in that sense. Went there, they had a briefing about Infosys, what is Infosys, what it does. Went inside after that, they had a 3 hours coding test in Python. And 3 hours coding test, 3 questions you have to do. And if you score 75%, matlab, if you clear few of the test cases, you are good to go for the next round, and the next round is an HR round, you'll be hired. So basically if you clear the coding round, you are hired. I went inside and I came out in 8 minutes. Exactly 8 minutes is what I came out. And they thought, isko kuch nahi aata. Matlab, this is what you think now. Like, because you know me, you think, haan, kar liya hoga. You would have done it. Now imagine the guy sitting over there, when I just walked out of the lab in 8 minutes, they're just staring at me, ki kyun aaya ye? Matlab, why is he here? And then I went outside, and there were a lot of parents outside, and I sat outside with that confidence कि मेरा तो हो गया है. मतलब 8 मिनट में भी निकल के sat for a couple of hours. I was scrolling Instagram, सब कुछ कर रहा हूँ. And then when they started announcing, I was the first one on the call list because I did 100% the timing and everything. And I went inside, and the HR sees me and like, you will join, na? I'm like, I'll join. Give me the offer letter. Because it was like because my resume at that time had under 100 India rank, 6-star, 1800 at Code Forces, 2 times ICPC. So the HR was like, he's not gonna join, like on the back of his mind. And now they gave me that. That was my first offer letter. Was happy but was not happy. Like, it was okay for a backup but not happy that much. And then kept applying. In seventh semester back era, which is December 14th, is when I get an Amazon internship online assessment link, and we had semester examinations from December 4 to December 21. So got this link in between of semester examinations, gave the online assessment, and then around December 18 I got an email that, hey, you're shortlisted for the Amazon interview. You'll have to fly to Hyderabad again. It's also a very special place in my heart. You have to fly to Hyderabad with an asterisk, no reimbursements will be provided. So that was a bad thing this time. And the interview was on December 22, and my semester examination was ending on December 20. So I had to take a flight, and when you book flights around Christmas, and within 3-4 days it was costing me 20,000-25,000 at that time, and that was huge. 2019, 22,000, 25,000 is a lot coming from that family. So I didn't ask my parents at that time. I had around 25,000-26,000 in my bank account. So I got the flight ticket. Somehow I got the flight ticket, which was via Delhi. But because the nearest airport to my college was a military airport, so uspe kya tha ki the last flight was at 5 and my semester examination was ending at 1, and the distance from my college to airport was 3 hours. So there was no way if I gave that exam I would be able to catch that flight. So I went into the exam. I wrote for 1 hour, wrote bare minimum, like whatever I knew, I just wrote it out of I think it was some HTML, like kuch to tha, I don't remember the exact exam, but I wrote everything in 1 hour. Out of nowhere I wrote it, and I gave my paper, and I just reached the airport, took the flight. It was via Delhi. Delhi is foggy, like it has a lot of smog in that December thing. My flight got delayed. My flight was like delayed, and they were delaying it like from 10, it's gonna fly at 11. 11, it's gonna fly at 12. 12, 1, and I was sleep deprived the entire night, and the flight eventually took off at 5:30 when the smog was cleared. I landed in Hyderabad at 8 o'clock, used the airport washroom. This time I ended up wearing some good stuff. And then I think there was a college in Hyderabad. I don't remember the college, but there's a college in the center of Hyderabad. That was the center. Went in there. There's an entire day of interview happening, and I got my first internship of 6 months. And that was a life-changing moment for me. That was my first achievement that I feel like I got it. And now comes the fun part. I just had a one-way ticket. And I had no hotels. I had no way back ticket. And at 6 p.m. at night, how do I get back? You remember I told you I met a lot of friends in ICPC. So one of them was working at Amazon because he graduated the last year. So he got into Amazon. I called him up. Hey, you know what? I'm in Hyderabad. I need a place to stay. Can you just give me your flat? And he's like, हाँ आजा कोई बात नहीं. He's a very dear friend to me now, like very very good friend. I went to his flat and I told him कि पैसे नहीं है and all. So he took me to the Amazon campus, which I was about to join in a month. Gave me an office tour. He ordered me food. Very grateful to him. And then he told me कि पैसे ले ले, flight ले जाओ, internship के, like when you get your internship stipend, you can get, give me that back. But I didn't take it. I took a general ticket of 350-400 rupees at that time. Took a train from Hyderabad to Kolkata of 35 hours. I didn't feel like 35 hours general में, like I sat in the general, gate के पास, कहीं भी बैठ रहा हूँ. I didn't feel like, because I was so happy, I was out of the world. You know, because when you get what you have worked hard for the last 4 years, these things won't matter. Took the train, went back to home, super happy, got into Amazon next in February, joined Amazon, again back to Hyderabad, the same campus, the big one. Enjoyed Hyderabad for the next 5 months. COVID happened, unfortunately, so I had to pack my bags and go very early. During that phase, got a media.net interview call as well. Cracked media.net, which is, according to me, one of the toughest interviews. I think you can get it clarified from your 4th years. Media.net has one of the toughest interviews in India, along with Coordination. Got it through in March. That was my first full-time offer. Now, the thing I want to emphasize over here is, I just got 3 interview calls through my 4-year phases. Just 3. And that was Infosys, Amazon internship, and Media.net. I got a Google interview call as well. Gave all the interviews in Bangalore, but unfortunately COVID happened, so all the process was hampered because of that reason. But later it helped me. So that was my 4 years of journey. Please emphasize on one thing. You will get very, very limited opportunities when it comes to higher placements. Like very good placements, you will get very limited opportunities during your early phases of your career. What you need to do is, you need to be very, very good at your game. So good that one opportunity you can make it count. You're getting my point? Like one opportunity you should be that good that, fine, I'll crack it. Today if you come and tell me, Raj, can you get back to the industry in the next 3 months? I'll be like, I can get back in the next 30 days. I don't need 3 months. Give me next 2-3 weeks. I'll prepare again. I'll go and sit for interviews and I can get back to a Meta, get back to a Google, get back to an Amazon. You tell me any company I can get back to, because that is the confidence I have. That is not overconfidence. That is the confidence on my skill set. And that should be the confidence you should have. That is the confidence you should have at the end of the 4 years. So you're in your second year, you're in your third year, tell yourself one thing. I will be so good. I'll be so good that even if luck is not in my hand, but I'll get that one opportunity. Now, when I get that one opportunity, the company cannot reject me. The Infosys HR could have rejected me, right? Ki he's not gonna come, but they took a chance. They said, isko kahin nahi mila, yahan to aayega na. So they took a chance. So you'll have to be that good that you end up grabbing that one opportunity that comes your way. That was my journey of 4 years.
Hi, so just a small quick intro. I'm Sriya and this is Aniket. We couldn't have done that before.
I know his name.
Yes.
He came to pick me.
So before we dive into DSA and everything, we all would like to know more about you. We've seen your face on all our screens and we've known you like since that, but we've never expected we'll have a conversation with you. Everyone in the audience, you must have heard the crowd. We're really excited to have this session with you. So firstly, we would like to know more about you.
Thank you so much. More about me, like what kind of more about me?
Like apart from the coding world, sir.
No, that
What
is
are you in
personal.
person?
Like as a person. If
As
you
a
had to
person,
describe.
I think I need to be, because the camera is recording it, so I need to be very careful on what I speak. Otherwise, the next day I'll find it on the internet floating around. But yeah, I think I'm very chill as a person. I think you'd have figured it out by now. I think I'm very disciplined. That's one thing. Like one thing that I've told myself is I'll be very, very disciplined no matter what happens. If I have to follow a routine, I follow a certain routine. Like I make sure I wake up at 8 or 9. I would start working at 9, then work till 6, 7, and then I'm a lot into fitness as well. Like I'm into badminton, I'm into a lot of other sports as well. So I play a lot of sports during the weekends. Yeah, into fitness in the sense I have a proper diet and other things. I maintain that because of health reasons. Apart from that, I love driving as well. Like I'm a big fan of driving cars. I keep driving in the night hours in Bangalore because you can't drive in the day hours because of traffic. So yeah, I basically what I do is at 11 at night or 12 at night, I'll take my car for a spin. I'll go out, I'll drive for a couple of hours, I'll come back. So I love traveling as well. I've been to 12 different countries in the world in the last 3-4 years. I haven't explored a lot of India because I haven't stayed in, but I've recently started exploring. Last week I did a Kedarnath trek as well. I climbed up 25 kilometers in a day. Next day I climbed down 28 kilometers, and I did all by walking. I had the option of chopper as well. I think Kedarnath has the chopper option, but then the group of friends decided chopper too is fine, like we can do it. We'll get old, but we're young, we're gonna just climb up. So I did a 13-hour trek, reached there. It was very spiritual. I absolutely loved one thing, guys. So usually this doesn't happen. I came into your college. Before coming here, they took me to the mandir. They had all this puja thing. So absolutely loved it. Like usually stage pay they give a bit of thing, but they did it in the mandir temple. So very, very happy that you guys did it. Thank you for that. So that is it as a person. And apart from that, I'm a very normal human being as you people. You guys watch a lot of Netflix. I also watch a lot of Netflix. Every movie that comes every weekend, I go and watch it. So nothing different. I'm very similar. The only thing is I'm very disciplined. That's probably one thing that is very different from you. You are not disciplined, I'm very sure. But you will get it. You'll get disciplined once you start working. Once someone pays you, you will have to go to office from 9 to 5, right? So I was not disciplined in college, so it's okay. So that's about it.
Thank you. Just one more question too. When did DSA click for you, Raj? Like, when did you start enjoying DSA?
I never did DS as I stated. Like I just did CP. I was a hardcore competitive programmer. Like all I did was participate in competitive programming contests, and the first day I think I picked up DSA was when I got that Microsoft interview call. Because when I gave that Microsoft online assessment, it was done, it was easily cleared with Microsoft, with my CP experience. But then when I got that interview call, I went through the interview experiences and I figured out these questions are not known to me. Questions around linked list, questions around trees, because DP, binary search, arrays are pretty much similar in CP and DSA. But what changes is, the change is typically around binary trees, BST, possibly graphs a bit, the way they represent graphs. So that was the change. So I think that is when I started doing it. And if you're a very good competitive programmer, DSA would feel cakewalk for you. And you can confirm this with any of your seniors. If you have done CP, DSA feels very, very easy. So for me, CP clicked in first year. DSA was a byproduct of it. So if I have to answer it in that way.
Got it.
As we know, most of our audience is from second and third years, and like one question they always have in their mind is that where do I actually start doing CP, or like mostly they need DSA for the interviews. Like where do they start for real?
You guys know mathematics, right? You know how to write a hello world, how to print for loops, like how to run for loops. That's it. That is all you need to start competitive programming. Go ahead the next day. If you're in your third year, maybe you can just stick to lead code contests. But if you're in your second year, third year early, I think yeah, this is third year early, right? No, third year end. क्या चल रहा है अभी? वो कौन सा month चल रहा है? हाँ, this is October, right? Sorry. Yeah, you're pretty much early. So what you can do is, because you have your syntax, you know one language, any language, shift languages to do competitive programming. Even if you're doing Java, it's fine to start with. Later you can switch, because in Java you'll have to write a lot of lines of code. So do not switch initially. Pick up any language that you know. If you know mathematics, if you can, just think of mathematics solutions. That's fine. You're good to start. What you can do is open up code forces. The UI might feel a bit odd initially, but once you get used to it, you'll feel that that is the best UI on the planet. Once you get used to it, start with the contest section. Go to the contest section. In the contest section, you'll find the first contest. Figure out which is the first contest. Go and participate. Do not think that you'll not be able to solve. Go and participate in that contest. You will be able to think of the first question. Because if you know maths, if you are aware of a programming language, you will be able to think of the first solution. And that is how you should start your journey. You'll be able to do the first question. If not, after the contest, figure out the solution. Try to do it after the contest. And this is how you start your journey. You do the first question, and eventually you try to do the second. And if you're not able to, after the contest, you look at, okay, how are people solving the second question? Are they using this concept? I'm going to go and learn that particular concept. And then I'm going to solve after the contest and submit the problem. So it is a journey that you'll have to do for 6 months, 12 months. And it will never happen that you'll solve 3, 4. So it's run by Priyansh. They have a wonderful computer programming sheet of beginner problems, second level beginner problems, third level beginner problems. Do a search, TLE, Eliminators. Do a search or just type it as of now. Keep it, there is a sheet. TL Eliminators has a sheet for very simple problems after one level up. They have video solutions to it as well. They have attached video solutions. Go and solve them. And do it for the next 6 months. You will understand how to approach computer programming, how to code, how to, think about solutions. Do that for the next phase, and that will help you out. Got my point? So that is how you should be doing CP, and don't do it for placements. Just do it because today if you are doing 1, have a target. Tomorrow I want to do 2. If not, next day I want to do 2. If not, next day. Go step by step. Once you are consistently doing 2, your brain should be thinking, okay, can I do 3? Can I do 3? And every step is going to take months. First step to solve first problem might take a month. Second step to solve 2 problems might take a couple of months. To solve 3 consistently might take 6 months to 12 months. To solve 4 may never happen. For me as well, if you look at my graph, I was not very consistently solving 4. I was solving 3 consistently, and there was occasions where I was solving 4 and the 4th and the 5th one. So it's a very, very, a journey which requires a lot of patience. But if you pour in your time into it as well. Okay? So just focus on that.
Got it. So before we had this session, we surveyed our crowd, and there were so many people out there saying, I want to thank Raj sir, because he actually helped me understand DSA to an extent. And if anyone in the crowd asks for a DSA suggestion, they always say go for Striver's playlist. So a lot of us in the crowd, apart from here, we all have this mindset where am I really, can I be able to solve the problems? We doubt ourselves. A lot of people doubt ourselves. So what do you think a mindset should be there for a student in order to gain confidence in DSA problems?
So this typically comes under imposter syndrome, where you always feel, do I belong here? Can I solve this problem? Because I may not belong here, right? And this would have happened to you in your JEE Advanced days, where there was this DC Pandey, that was the book, right? DC Pandey, H.C. Verma. And every day we picked up an H.C. Verma. The easy problems were pretty easy, the formula ones. And then the moment they started doing pulley and all, I was like, what the hell? And we always doubted ourselves. So my mindset is very simple, and I'll share that with you. My mindset is, if there is a problem made, it will be solvable. And if 5 people can solve it in the world, I can too, with a proper guidance, with a proper mindset. So for me, I don't see any problem as unsolvable, because if others can, I can too. And this is something that I've carried across. I joined Google. I felt initially that maybe I do not belong here, because most of them are IITians, come from a top tier institute. I come from a very small college. I don't have a JEE advanced rank. But then I told myself, you know what? They cleared interviews. I cleared interviews. I'm a good coder. If they are here, I deserve it here. And if they can solve a problem, I can solve a problem too. Tell yourself this thing. If a problem is out there, it is solvable. And if others can do it, I can do it as well. Keep that mindset. One thing would happen. Someone would take 30 minutes to solve a problem. You may end up taking 2 hours. Absolutely okay, because everyone would have their own pace. Go with your own pace. Eventually you'll pick up. No need to burden yourself with, you know, this guy is solving it in 30 minutes. I'm taking so much of time. It's okay. Everyone has a different brain. Everyone has a different method to learn. So stick to your method. If you are taking long hours, put in that long hours. That is what I'll say.
That is truly inspiring.
Yeah.
You got really interesting tattoos on your hands. Would you like to say something about them?
As I said, I'm more like you guys. I'm not the typical padaku. Tattoos in the sense, I think this one I got, I still regret getting this. So it states Striver, my name. So I think I got this in 2021, I think I got it. So I started my YouTube channel in 2020. Shot up to 10,000 subscribers and I'm a celebrity. It happens like when you get 10,000 subscribers, I like 10,000 subscribers. Now when I look back, 10,000 to bahut kam hi tha, kuch hai hi nahi. So yeah, got 10,000. I felt I'm very famous. Koi janta nahi tha, but aise lagta tha bahut famous hu. Went Goa with friends and saw a lot of tattoo parlors over there. And I said, Striver is my identity and all. Got it tattooed. And now when I look back, shit, because you do cringe things when you are very young. And this is possibly one of the cringe things I've done. And I consulted few of the doctors to remove it. And they're like, it'll leave a dark spot, so don't do it. Yeah, so usually when you remove tattoos, it has a lot of cancer possibilities in your later half of your life. So that's why I haven't removed it yet. And I also did it from a local vendor, so the quality is very shit as well. So as I said, young rookie mistakes. So that was one. This is I love having it. This is, as I stated, when there is a will, there's a way. So throughout my life, I have always been cornered. Like I have never achieved everything at the first go. So yeah, that's one belief I have. If I think I can, I will. So when there's a will, there's a way. That is what it states. This one. This is something I got it done a couple of years back. There was a point when I was working 15 hours a day, 16 hours, because I was doing my full-time job. After that, I was doing my YouTube. So if you have seen my lectures, and if you go ahead and see my lectures, right at the end, you'll look at the timing of the lectures. Like at what time I'm submitting the code. A lot of times you'll find the time to be 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, 5:50 a.m. in the morning as well. So these are the times I've recorded lectures, and I stopped enjoying it at a point. So I went ahead and did this tattoo because I wanted to tell myself every day, this is a journey. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy it. Like with every money that you earn, try to go on trips. Try to take your family on a vacation. Try to, like, for the first 3 years, I never bought anything for myself. And eventually last 1 year I bought so many things for myself. So I think this comes from there that you work hard, but then when you get your time, enjoy it to the fullest, because there's no point in saving. Okay, it's okay to save money, but there's no point in saving all of your money. The reason you earn is because you want to enjoy, you want to uplift your life. So enjoy your journey. And then there's a flight over here because I love traveling a lot. So there's a flight here. That's 3 tattoos.
That is awesome, definitely. So now, genuinely, a lot of us have the doubt. How did the word Striver come to you? Like, take you forward or Striver? Like, what did it mean?
Where all of this actually began?
Yeah.
What?
Nothing very fancy, guys. How many of you have Instagram handles?
Everyone has it now.
Yeah. So you have an Instagram handle, and how did you decide it? It's very similar. Like the way you decide it is, you go to Instagram, you have to find a username. You will try a lot of combination, cool boy and all initially. How many of you have it official? Like I also had it someday. Raj official 1 2 3. So a lot of people have it, right? So the journey goes back to my coding career. When I started CodeChef needed a user handle. So again, very similar to Instagram, figuring out what coding handle to have. I wanted to give Raj, but then Raj is such a common name. If you throw a stone, you'll find a Raj everywhere. So didn't give it Raj because of that reason. Was trying to figure out alternatives. So my other name is very big. Vikramaditya is also very big. So I didn't want to have it. Vikram is again I don't like it much. So try to figure out some names. And at the back of my mind, I'll tell you something. In the back of my mind, I was thinking 5 years down the line when I become the best coder in the world, which never happened. But when I become the best coder in the world, people should call me Striver. I had that mindset because usually, when you start something, you always want to do best. Like when you compete, even like in your class 12, you always want to be the first in your school. All of these things. So childish of me at that time. I wanted to be the best in the world. So I thought I want a name so that 4 years down the line when I'm best, people call me by that name. So I want a unique name. So when you do a Google search as well, first page should be all me. Again, the cringe Raj in second year. So figured out a name which was very unique. Striver was something which was very unique. Did a lot of Google search, got this name. That time GPT was not there. So Google search was our fallback. Did a lot of Google search, got this name, did a Google search. And then Striver there was no one with Striver. Not on Instagram, not on Twitter, not on LinkedIn. And I was like, wow, this is my username. So no secret to it. Got a username because I wanted a name which belonged to me if I ended up becoming the best coder, which didn't happen, but destiny was something else. I ended up becoming a YouTuber, so the Striver name also got in, and wahi se it got carried. And yeah, now I think a lot of people don't even know my real name, Raj. It's very real. Like a lot of people, I meet people in Bangalore, okay, that have seen my lectures back in 2022, but they will recognize my face. They would come up to me and say, "Hey, Striver, I forgot your real name," and they would be like, "I forgot your real name on my face." So yeah, when I look back, I'm happy. I think, okay, fine, I was not able to become the best coder, but at the same time, the Striver name ended up making some sense now. So yeah, that was a journey around Striver. And TakeUForward was again pretty similar. When we were starting the YouTube channel, we wanted a name which was unique. And if you look at most of the coding channels, it is code this, code that, code with this, code, etc. And every channel comes with coding this, coding that, code that. So again, same thing. I always had that self belief that I want a name because when I become best, again the same journey, it should be unique. We were basically figuring out what are we doing, and that was we are trying to help people, help TakeUForward, and then somewhere we tried a lot of combinations, and TakeUForward was there. We did a lot of Google search. There's nothing as TakeUForward, because when you form a company, you want a name which is not taken by other people. Otherwise, when the company grows big, you'll have to change the name. So both Striver and both TakeUForward, if you do a Google search now, the entire Google page comes around me. So that's something which I'm happy, and I took that name.
So Striver, now I'm calling you Striver again. One other thing I want to ask you.
तेरे mic में issue है कुछ?
Yeah, there is always a mic issue sometimes. So did you ever consider doing some development during your college?
I do development, dude. I'm a software engineer.
Yes.
He's forgetting I'm a software engineer.
Yeah.
I worked for 5 years,
Yes. And you've been in the role of SD3, that is really awesome. Is everyone aware of what is the difference between what is SD1, SD2 and SD3? Are you aware? Oh, right. It will be really helpful if you can explain that to people.
Sure. So basically, I've done development. I was there for 5 years in the industry, so they never paid me for teaching. They paid me for writing code. So just to clarify that. For people who are not aware of it, basically you start with internships. That is how you start your career if you get an internship. If you don't get an internship, it is fine. A lot of people don't get an internship and they start their career directly as well. So starting in most of the companies, again I repeat, in most of the companies would be SD1. That is software engineer 1. you will find in a lot of companies it will be SWE1, which is SWE, software engineer. A lot of companies you will find SE1, which is software engineer. A lot of companies you will find associate something. So a lot of different companies would have different name, right? But every first order, when I say first order, SD1, etc., like if you go to a Walmart, it starts with SD2. They don't have a SD1. They start with SD2. So if you're a fresher, you join as an SD2. It doesn't mean you're one level up. That is the base level. So every company has a base level, and the base level is defined by the company itself. Understood? So every company would have it. So when you join a company, you can do a Google search on their levels. There is a website known as levels, levels.fyi, levels.fyi. This shows you all the levels of the companies that they have with their salary band for every country. So if you want to see ki, how much did I made as an SD3, you can just go now to levels.fyi, write software engineer 3 India, you'll get to know how much I made during my time. Got it? So levels.fyi is the place where you can understand all the role levels. So there is a base level, and typically in the industry, once you're done with couple of years or 3 years, 2 to 4 years is typically the bandwidth, depending on your performance. If you have performed extremely well, like very, very good, you have contributed very well to the company, you will get to the next band. So there will be one top band. In most of the companies, the next band is called as SDE2. Got it? Software Engineer 2. And this transition can happen after 2 years of your experience, 3 years of your experience, or 4 years of your experience. But it depends on your performance. Understood? So it might happen, you graduate out of the college at the same time, but someone else would become an SD2 before you because he performed really well. Or it might happen you switch, and if you switch, you'll lose out years. So imagine you have 1 year of experience and you do a switch. So you'll again join as an SD1. So again you'll start from scratch. So a lot of factors would be there. So you cannot judge that if a person is in SD3, he'll have this amount of experience, because it depends on company, it depends on performance. So the next band is typically SD2. Again, for a company like Walmart, the next band is SD3. And then it goes to SD3, then to senior software engineer, then to staff engineers, then to principal engineers, and then it keeps on going. You can do a Google search, or you can go to levels.fyi. You'll understand the levels. More the level switch. So basically from an SD1 to SD2, I said 2 to 4 years. From SD2 to SD3, it might take 3 to 6 years, or 3 to 7 years, or 3 to 8 years. From SD3 to a senior software engineer might end up taking you 5 to 10 years. From a senior to a staff might need 15 to 20 years of experience. Or it might be, today because I'm building a startup, I've written a lot of code, I'm writing everything from scratch, I'm managing a team. So maybe my 10 years of experience, I can get a staff engineer role as well. But someone who's working in a corporate, they might need 15 years of experience. So once you get into the industry, it's the skill set, it's your performance, it's your contribution to the company that decides what level you will be fitting into. Get it? So this is where interviews would come in. In interviews, they'll ask you questions, and based on that, they'll map you to your current role. Is it clear? What is SD1, SD2, SD3 and all of these things? So most of you would join as an SD1. But again, with some companies, you might join as an SD2, but that doesn't mean you are one level up. That means उस company का थोड़ा लोचा है. ठीक है?
Yes, so thanks for the knowledge. Now we want to navigate towards Geeks for Geeks. So I did my homework from your LinkedIn page. So you once worked in Geeks for Geeks, and you also received an award from the same company as the Geek of the Year. So how was that experience for you?
Yeah, I think I did it for a lot of money actually. So yeah, they were paying 300 rupees per article back in 2017-18. So every time you write an article for them and it gets published, you were paid 300-350 rupees per article depending on the complexity of the article. So yeah, 2017, back in college, wanted some pocket money, did a lot of search, who pays what, and all I knew was coding. So around coding, I was doing a lot of search. At the time, GFG hardly had 15 or 16 people in their team. So reached out to the CEO, Sandeep sir, and told him I want to write. He said, ki, haan, you can submit. So I submitted a few articles to him. He said, yeah, it's fine, you can submit more. Kept on submitting, and I think that year I ended up writing 500 articles for them. And at that time, Geeks for Geeks was very fresh, very raw. It was 2017. They were just starting off, very small team. So Sandeep sir called me to the office as well for a couple of months. Went to Noida, worked with him on a very close quarter. I think one of the initial interns when it comes to content for their team, not software engineering, it was purely content. On coding, went to their office, very small office at that time. They were just starting off, worked there, again contributed a lot. A lot of articles that you read today would have been contributed by me. Most of the tougher articles, if you do a segment research on Geeks for Geeks, would have been contributed by me. Fenwick Trees, a lot of tougher articles were written by me during that time. So I contributed a lot to them. So they had this thing as Geek of the Year. The person who contributes the most to the website would be given that. So sir eventually gave me that thing. So yeah, it was nice because it was very raw, just into my second year, and to just get it. And at that time for us, it was a big thing. Right in college, you're getting money and you're getting prize, you're getting mentioned in that website. It's great. I think they're doing very well now. I visited them a couple of years back. They have scaled up to 300 people in their office. That's a lot of scale. Had a conversation with sir as well. I'm assuming sir also visited this college, is it?
Not till the date.
Sorry?
He hasn't visited us yet.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that was the thing. It was nice. It was nice as a feeling because it was very raw. I think now it will. Now they're very grown, so I'm not sure how much that will feel. But at that time, it was very personal. Sir calling up by himself. I was able to talk to sir at that moment. I'm not sure how many interns would be able to do it now because the team is much big. So I'm very sure there would be a chain of in a command where you need to report to someone else. It was interesting.
Great.
We just want to have a quick rapid fire round.
Okay.
Yeah, shall we go?
Okay.
So I think you know Karan Johar's Coffee with Karan.
So you are gonna go in that level?
No. It won't be personal.
I'm not feeling well. No, go ahead.
So the mode is that we're going
Go
to
ahead,
ask you questions and we would like to have replies as quick as possible.
Ask quick. Sure.
The first question: lead code or code forces?
Code forces.
Midnight coder or morning coder?
Midnight.
What is your favorite algorithm?
Sorry?
What's your favorite algorithm?
I love all of them. And I think Dijkstra would be great because every time I drive, I start thinking, "Isme Dijkstra lagaya hoga." So I think Dijkstra and graph. Once you study graph algorithms, there's an algorithm as Dijkstra which helps you to find the shortest distance between two places. Right. So basically, if I'm coming from airport to your college, it'll tell me the shortest distance. So every time I see in the road, my brain starts thinking. That's one algorithm I map to the real world a lot every day. So I think that's one of my closest ones.
One unforgettable bug.
Sorry?
Unforgettable bug.
Unforgettable bug. The first production break that I've done. So I joined media.net. First code I pushed blew. It broke. I like ये तो आज मुझे fire करेंगे. So I ended up doing a null pointer exception. So I didn't do a null check with them and did. So basically null pointer exception is when you write something and a dot. So basically Raj dot value. So if Raj is not defined, Raj has no value. So Raj dot value will also be no value, right? So that would go into null pointer exception. So I didn't check. Usually you have to check if Raj is a value and Raj dot value is then something. So I didn't do the first check and it blew production for half an hour. Yeah, and it was an ad agency company. So I think they lost 10-15 lakh rupees and I was like, I'm gone. But that's something which is very close to me. But after that experience, I understood that that is a part of the process. Bugs would happen and bugs would always give you losses in revenue. But again, your code brings revenue as well. So there's the other side to it as well. Like the code I'm writing also brings them revenue. So if you net do it, you'll always be in positive. So bugs will always be there. Because of bugs, your systems will be better. So yeah, that was one thing.
That is awesome. Yeah. So what do you like in tea, coffee and energy drink?
Tea, coffee. I don't have energy drinks. I have green tea. That's it.
That is the best option.
Yeah, I carry pouch in my bags. So even if I go on the flight, I don't ask tea. I say garam pani dena, and they would give me a hot water, and then I'll dip it. So I am a big green tea person. So I was staying in Europe, and I got this habit. So in Europe, you don't get milk, दूध वाला चाय नहीं मिलता वहाँ. All you get is black or green tea. So वहाँ पे every time I used to try for a tree, कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. Then I got fed up and I got used to it somehow. And I'm so used to it, I don't have anything else. So yeah.
If not into software industry, what would be your alternate career?
Alternate career, तो अभी है ना.
I mean, completely not tech related.
Completely not tech. I think I would be a management person. I think I manage people, and that is one aspect of my life which is not very disclosed. Like we're a team of 33 people now, and I manage all of them by myself. 33. Same time I code as well for my website. I create content. I visit colleges. So I feel the management thing is right up there for me, even with all of the planning and other things. I think that's one aspect I would be. Maybe I would get into an IIM if possible. I would get into an IIM and do something around management, consult. Maybe, yeah. He has one dialogue that is awesome, so I'll repeat.
Yeah, I'll skip that. So,
Yeah.
would you define DSA in one word? What is DSA in one word?
Problem solving. That's 2 words, no? One word. Love. Love is nice, right? Yes, is love for me. I didn't find any word. So love is nice.
So this got a tint of Karan Johar thing.
Huh?
It got a tint of Karan Johar.
Yeah, I got it in.
Yeah. So next, describe your goal.
Sorry?
Describe your goal.
It has, the goal has always been, it just keeps evolving. So you can relate this very well. When you were in your class 10, right? So your parents told you class 10 may do well, life would be set, right? And then you went to class 12. Do class 12, you'll get a good college, life set. Now in college, a good placement, your life would be set. And then after placement, switch, get a promotion, get an increment. So the goal changes every day. For me, till that phase of college, very similar to yours. First year, second year, wanted to do a switch to a like FANG company, did that. And once I did that, wanted to go outside, went abroad, enjoyed that phase, made a lot of money, did a lot of savings, came back. Now, because I'm financially stable, the money factor has gone off. Like, I find things to do which, I enjoy. For an example, I'm running my startup. It's a different thing that I'm doing now. For last 5 years, I was working for someone where someone used to order me, Raj, do this, Raj, do that, this is your deadline. It was a very different thing. I was enjoying that as well. Now I'm enjoying the different facet of my life where, I have to think about people who are working under me, because it is just not about, running the startup, because every month, every day, I have to think about, can I get the revenue in? Because if I don't get the revenue in, I have to pay 33 people at the end of the month. So it's a very different challenge. For me, the goal has changed. For me, the goal has become survival. Like when I say survival, it means the product should do well, the users should give me a good feedback, I should be able to get the product better so that the revenue increases, I can hire more people, I can expand. So the goal has gone in that direction where it is survival as of now. Maybe a couple of years down the line when it becomes a lot more stable, a lot more into that facet, maybe I'll look into something else. And that is how life is. Every now and then you'll find a different goal of into your life, and that is how it should be. I feel like there should be no constant goal, because you'll get bored out of life very, very soon.
Cool. Who's your biggest inspiration?
Biggest inspiration, I really admire Shah Rukh Khan. Like, yeah. How many of you are a Shah Rukh Khan fan? How many of you are a Shah Rukh Khan fan?
I'm pretty sure they expected you will say like some Sundar Pichai or someone from the tech industry, and suddenly when you came with Shah Rukh Khan, they're like...
I think Shah Rukh Khan just because of the background he comes from. I'm not sure how many of you have followed his journey. Comes from a very non-nepotism background where he has figured out his way in the industry. Now when you look at him, even he's now 59, and you look at him, he's still the king. So I think I draw a lot of inspiration. I want to be him, not him in the exact manner, but I want to be that person. Even in my 40, I can be the flag bearer. I'm still not seen as an old person when I'm 40. I can still lead the way. So Shah Rukh Khan, because of that reason, just because of how humble he is, he has achieved so much. And you look at him, you look at how he treats people. A lot of times you treat a lot of females around him with so much of dignity. So I think he's a big inspiration. MS Dhoni is another I draw a lot of inspiration.
Dhoni fans.
Yeah, Dhoni fan. Virat Kohli in Virat Kohli in terms of again discipline and fitness. There was one reel of him which went viral, which was 2012. I looked into the mirror and I said, I can't be this. This is not how a professional cricketer looks like. And then he went into that transformation journey, and he's probably the fittest in the world, if not the fittest, one of the fittest in the world after Ronaldo, or maybe after a few of the footballers. So yeah, I think in terms of fitness, discipline, I draw a lot of inspiration from him. In terms of tech, I honestly don't draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of people, because even if you look at a Sundar Pichai, because I've seen what he has done from very close quarters. On engineering, it's not about an individual, because if we have a product, it's not me. The idea might be mine, but there's a team that works for it. So for me, engineering is more team driven instead of individual driven stuff. But if you look at an acting, if you look at an cricket stuff, if you look at a footballer, they're more individual driven, because if a Virat Kohli doesn't perform, if he's not fit, he'll not be into the team, right? And he can actually win you matches. So it's not very similar in engineering. So to draw inspirations, it's good to look up to people, but for me, I don't draw a lot of inspiration. So yeah.
And today we're all admiring and inspiring you.
I'm pretty sure a lot of us are inspired from Shah Rukh Khan because of his witty responses. Because we've all seen his interviews where his answers are absolutely admiring.
Spot on, yeah.
So another question we have for you is there any bug in your life that made you doubt your existence? Any bug?
No. I think, as I stated, the first code I wrote broke my prod. So after that, I've told myself, bugs would be a part of your life. Like, this is the reason why we are humans and not God. Like, if I can write, bug-free code, tab to baat hi alag tha. Then you would never need testers. That the entire generation of testers would be erased. So I don't think I have ever taken a bug too seriously, because I understand engineering is something which is gonna break. Like, no matter who writes it, you can get the best coder in the world. You can literally have the #1 coder on Codeforces. Even if he writes something, it still would have a 0.0001 or something probability of breaking. So that is the reason tech is a great leveler. It teaches you that no one is perfect. So for me, the moment you understand that bugs would be a part of your day-to-day life, so you'll not take it too seriously. You may be taking it very seriously now, but once you start working, you'll be like, ठीक है, buggy तो है, कर लेंगे. So वैसा हो जाता है.
Yeah. So the last question for the rapid fire round: a good engineer is someone who?
A good engineer is someone who can solve a problem and not write code. So this is a very wrong misconception. A lot of you would think a good engineer is the one who writes code, who writes really good code. No, trust me, everyone can write code. Everyone can write code. It's very similar to everyone can speak Hindi, everyone can speak Telugu is what you speak, right? Yeah, everyone can speak Telugu, everyone can speak English. It's very similar, because once you know the basics, fundamentals, you can code. But what matters is, if I'm not aware what to speak, I'll not be able to sit here and speak, right? I don't know what to speak to you, so how will I be able to? So the same thing is over there. If you are not able to solve a problem, how will you transfer it into a code? So I feel a good engineer is a one who can solve problems, because everyone can code. So the differentiator is, can you solve problems? Can you solve problems faster, better, efficiently than the other individuals? So that is the definition.
Perfect. So thanks a lot for participating in this quick fire, this rapid round. We do not have a hamper, so
Thank you.
Yeah. So now let's jump back into the questions. And a lot of us have this question in our mind. Do programming languages actually matter? Like choosing one, the right one. Is there a right one?
So usually there would be a comfort zone for you. How many of you come from CBSE? Okay. ISC tha na? ICSE was 10. 12 was IS. Kuch tha. It was not ICSE for sure. It was ISC, yeah. 12 was ISC if my memory goes right. So how many of you are from ISC? State boards? Did you pick up any language in your state board? Okay. So for CBSE, CBSE I think you picked up C++. Your Python, they've changed it? Okay. So see, you can pick up either of C++, Java, Python. See, so while you pick up a language, see, a language doesn't matter. Beyond a point, you'll understand a language is a form of expressing your solving skills. So language will not matter after a point. But initially when you code, just to get that confidence, language will matter. So how do you select a language? There are like hundreds of languages. You can select a Go, you can select Python, you can select Ruby on Rails or something like that. But how do you select a language? Few things to keep in mind. Look at your college. What languages are your seniors using? The sole reason is because you need a community to learn. So if you're stuck while using C++, can you reach out to your seniors and ask for resources? And because they would have used C++ or a Python or a Java, they'll be able to help you. So the first should be look at your seniors, what they have used, because you know what has worked for them will also work for you because you're in the same scenario. You know, they've given their placements, they have already experienced it, and if they've done it with a Python, if it has worked for them, it is going to work for you. So why to change a path just because someone on internet is telling you? No need to change that path. So whatever they are taking up, be it any language, C++, Java, Python would do. Just make sure you stick to that one particular language throughout those 4 years. Master it in such a way that the moment you solve a problem, you will be able to transfer it into code. So be very, very good with hands-on and avoid AI as much as possible. Don't let AI write your code in your initial years. That will handicap you. Try to avoid AI. Try to write every for loop, every while loop, every line of code by yourself, even in development as well during your initial years, because that will teach you the basics of coding, that will get you hands-on experience. Once you have the hands-on experience, your brain will be trained. Your brain will have the knowledge. Okay, the for loop looks like that, while loop looks like that, this particular thing looks like that. You have the knowledge in your brain. Then while you solve a problem, you can easily map it. Okay, I can use this particular part of the code. I can use this particular part of the Python and I can solve it. So it's a mapping thing that happens. So just stick to the language that your seniors are using. So I'll not answer which language, but stick to the language that they're using and just stick to it for the 4 years. After that, when you join a company, whatever language is given to you, you'll be able to pick it up in a week or two if you watch a few lectures or if you go through the official documentation.
Perfect. That was, I think, the best response everyone could get in the crowd.
Yes. So another question I would like to ask to you is, like, if you were to go back to your 18 years old of yourself, what were some advices you would give to yourself?
18 years.
Yeah, like when you started your college, or it can be like when you joined a company also.
Now you're making me feel old, yaar. I'm counting like 18, dude. That's a long time back. Mistakes. I think one mistake would be not participating in a lot of hackathons. If I have to go back, because I enjoy development now. I did a lot of coding, I did a lot of code forces, but I never was into development during my college phase. So if I can go back, I think I'll try to balance it out. I'll try to do a lot of development because, you know, the story I told you initially, I got 3 opportunities, right? I could have made it 10 if I had development experience, because that would have opened doors to the startups as well. Because I had never done development, my resume had no mention of development skills, and that kind of cut me off those startup opportunities. So the number of opportunities got reduced. What if I was not able to make into those 3? I would have been jobless. It was more like a hit and go. Just understand the consequences. So that is why I keep telling everyone, unless you're very, very, very good. Like if you're doing coding and you're like the best coder in this college, well, stick to it. But if you are not the best one out in the lot, try to do everything, in the sense coding and development parallelly, because while you are in your third year and fourth year, you'll open opportunities for MNCs that are visiting your campus. At the same time, startups off campus as well. Startups will look for, do you have the skill set? Do you know front end? Do you know back end? Have you done projects? Do you have hands-on experience? That is what they're looking for. So if I can roll back time, I think I'll do a lot more development, and I'll participate in hackathons, because it has a time crunch. You have very limited time, and you can experiment, you can build things in that particular span of time. Go and participate, just go and participate as much as you can. That is what I'll do.
Got it. So now I think this is my personal favorite question. If you were given the power to change the curriculum of engineering, okay, so if you could change, would you change, and what would it be?
I'll not change it very much. So there's a misconception among you that whatever we are learning is outdated. There is a misconception, because a lot of you feel ki, why do we need this? In interviews, they're just asking DSA, they're just asking development. So why don't you teach us across 4 years just development and DSA? There is a portion of crowd that feels whatever is asked in interview, just teach us that, and we should be done with engineering. I think that is a very wrong perception, because once you get into the core engineering, when I say core engineering, when you deal with infra, when you deal with a lot of other things, you'll understand how DBMS matters, because you will be designing databases. What kind of entities you will have, you'll have to think about that. So if your DBMS knowledge is very weak, you'll not be able to understand. Similarly with operating system, if you don't understand it, something like a deadlock, you'll not understand what is a deadlock. You'll read about these things. I'm just throwing out terms which might be very, very alien to you, but you'll understand eventually as you understand. Computer networks, you'll not understand anything around networking. So I feel most of the subjects are fine. What we can change, if you give me that power, first year. I don't want to learn carpentry, engineering drawing, but I understand why they do it. In case you don't get an engineering role, you can always fall back to carpentry, right? So I think that is the reason they have it. It's more like, like बच्चों को होता है ना कि when you are very like, when you are a kid, mom dad would be like, ये भी सीख लो, वो भी सीख लो, life में कभी तो काम आएगा. Swimming सीख लो, कभी डूब गए तो. Like, the only reason you learn swimming, like most of the kids, is in case you drown, then you will be able to get out. I'm like, if I drown, matlab, there is such a big if. I think the first year syllabus is more like that. If I don't get a job, then I'll change the first year. Apart from the first year, I feel most of them is on point, because everything would be required somewhere down the line in your engineering career. Yeah, for some people it may not be. Like, let's say you get a front-end engineering role, then you will not be dealing with databases. But that doesn't mean you will not learn DBMS, because it is the fundamental core, and if you learn it, then you will have an option to switch in the future as well. So I think it's pretty good. Fundamentally the syllabus is very good. I feel maybe the way of teaching can just go up. With a lot of professors, I meet a lot of professors nowadays. A lot of them are putting that effort to watch a lot of YouTube content, upskill them, and again teach back. Then again I go to a lot of colleges, they don't even know there is something as Python. So I'll tell you something, like in my college, we have a HOD, okay, he is there from 30-35 years. He comes to me and says, machine learning Python mein hota hai. And I'm like, he's a HOD of a CS department, is asking me machine learning Python mein hota hai. So there are colleges where professors are like, because it's a government job, they kind of are very comfortable in their job, they don't upskill, and they keep on giving you knowledge which is 20-25 years old. And then there are professors in a lot of colleges who take that effort, who go out of the blue, who watch lectures, who bring in a lot of energy. They will try to crack jokes while they are teaching. They'll have that energy right up there while teaching, so that you listen. It depends from college to college. I think if you give me the power, one thing I'll do is I'll take scheduled tests of professors. I'll take that just to test their knowledge. Like, if we are upskilling, they should upskill as well. I'll do that.
That was like an
I hope there are
absolute
not a
shock.
lot of professors over here.
Yeah, we made sure no one's there. So pretty
They're not reachable.
Okay.
So now let me bring back the attention to the main segment today, that is Take You Forward. We really want to know your journey. How did it start? What made you actually start a YouTube channel, and what made you feel that this void is something that I need to clear up and provide education to students?
It doesn't feel like I'm sitting with a content creator anymore. I'm sitting with an entrepreneur who has already established something called Take You Forward, and he's working hard for it.
Again, I think majority of the things that I've done was out of sheer passion. Like when I say sheer passion, I told you my journey around coding. I never did it for placements. It was a thing that happened because I did coding and kind of, the interviews were around DSA, so it was easy for me. Very similar to the content creation or the Take You Forward journey as well. I started teaching people. I told you this thing, right? In my Coders Club, we had 15 people. So while I was in my second year, I made an effort that I get more and more people in. I ended up doing these kind of sessions where I was, telling them about competitive programming. At that time, our college didn't have a lot of success stories, in the sense we didn't have a lot of people who did very well in their career out of college. So what I did was I pulled off few other colleges' placement stories, and I said them, look at their coding profile, look at where they are today, look at their coding profile. So I kind of inspired them from different colleges, placement journeys. So that's where it started, and there was no name to it during that phase. I taught first years in my second year. Then when I moved to third year, I again ended up teaching my juniors. In my fourth year, I again made a conscious effort to go and teach my juniors. And when I say I taught them, that meant was after our college hours, from 6 to 7, we took a special permission to get the classes, like one room open for us. And in that one room, we used to teach juniors who used to come for the coding classes. Because remember one thing, today you get to see a lot of DSA lectures. Back at that time, there was no DSA lectures. So we were learning binary search by ourselves in our hostel rooms, coming back, teaching our first year, second year, and there was no Take You Forward name to it. So it started from there. So there was a passion for teaching, started there, and a lot of people used to come. And I remember the junior batch, the next junior batch I taught, there were 5 people who regularly used to come to the class, and all of them made it. So one of them made it to Google, 2 of them to Amazon, 1 to Microsoft, 1 to Hotstar. Everyone made it. And just imagine, they were into a college which had an average placement of 3 LPA. For them to make it to this, and then the next batch I taught, 40 people. 40. So I'll share a story. We had a off-campus drive of Amazon in Techno India. Have you heard about Techno India? So there's a college known as Techno India, which is very, very relevant in West Bengal. So they have a branch of colleges. So they invited every college from West Bengal to participate in that off-campus drive, because Amazon said, we are just going to visit West Bengal. You have a big college, we'll go there, and you call everyone here. So our college went in there, and they rolled out 45 offer letters for internships. Our college bagged 38 out of it. 38 out of 45, and they bagged it. They clean swept it, because of one reason. It's because the moment one of your seniors makes it, you start feeling that इसने तो कर लिया है, यही तो रहता था, and then you get that belief that if he can do it, we can do it as well. And then they also get that confidence कि he did it with CP, we can also do it with CP, because उसका तो हुआ है ना, तो हमारा भी होगा. And they made it, and the average placement in 2022 batch was 13 point something, and this is all off campus. No on campus came in, all off campus. They went in to off campus hiring drives, and they just clean swept every off campus drive that they went through. So that's where Take You Forward started. No name. It started with a sheer passion of making sure, if I'm teaching you, I genuinely put that effort ki you learn. It was not ki I get 100 views or 1000 views. Even when I started my YouTube channel on 13th March 2020, before that I was doing freelance, like I was teaching freelance for Geeks for Geeks. I was teaching few batches over there, and a lot of people said ki you teach well, you can start a YouTube journey. Again, zero idea ki YouTube pays, because who knew? Because abhi YouTubers earn, YouTubers drive around Porsches and everything else, because you see it on YouTube, right? A lot of vlogs where they buy a lot of cars. But back at our time, there was no YouTube. Like, there were YouTubers like Bhuvan Bam was there, Ashish was there, but they were not showing off their luxury life. So we had zero idea कि पैसे भी मिलते हैं. I just started a YouTube channel, had zero idea that there would be money coming in. First video I made, I went to 50 WhatsApp groups. Please like, share, subscribe. Please like, share, subscribe. And I absolutely did that. And I got 20-25 views. I was like, wow, 20 views mile mujhe. And I jumped around in the my friends group. Dekh mujhe 20 views mile. I got 20 views. That means, because I was of the opinion ki 20 people did watch my video and 20 people understood the concept. Abhi I understand ki 20 people ne nahi dekha hoga, wo bas khol ke band kar diye honge. But at that time, you know, that innocence in me, that innocent Raj, 21, 22 wala Raj was more like, you know, 20 views. Then eventually it got to 100. So there was no money involved in it, because 100 views will not fetch you money. So it was all that sheer passion. 100 views आ रहा है, अच्छा इसको 500 तक पहुंचाना है, फिर 500 आ रहा है, फिर 1000 आ रहा है, फिर 1500, फिर 10,000, फिर 1 lakh, and now we clock around 6-7 million views every month. So that is what we have clocked from 25 views. So, and to clock 6-7 million views on a non-entertainment channel is massive. Trust me, the day you start YouTube channel, and fact, I haven't uploaded a single video in the last 1 year. Not a single video. I haven't uploaded anything, and we still clock 6-7 million views because it is something which add values to people's lives. So people do a Google search, people learn from it. So that's where TakeUForward started. The first year, second year, I ended up making a sheet. How many of you are aware of the A to Z sheet?
Everyone.
Yeah, so A to Z sheet is basically if you want to learn DSA, it's kind of the go-to thing in India as of now. We have around 38 lakh registered users on A to Z sheet. Like 38 lakh people have started that sheet in the last couple of years. That's probably 70-75% of engineers who are doing engineering. So that is around A to Z sheet. So ended up making those sheets, and it was all free. For some reason, you know, IITians started using it. And then, you know, what I feel is when IITians use something, it becomes a norm in our life. Because if IITians would do that, a year down the line, the normal colleges would do that as well. If IITians would do DSA, we would do DSA. If they would do development, we would do development. If they would go to hackathons, we will go to hackathons. It's an effect. It's very similar to how India follows the Western world. So if you see Uber, right? Uber came in US first and then came to India. If you look at Swiggy, Zomato, it was derived from Uber Eats. Uber Eats came in US and then it came here. If you look at something like, how many of you use something like a Minimalist? So there's the skincare brand. So that idea is also derived from US. There was a brand in US which, Ordinary, yeah. The brand was Ordinary and they copied it and it exploded. Like the founders made around 1000 CR in couple of years. 1000 CR in couple of years. And then they took an exit. So it's very similar. So the sheet went viral in the IITs. They were getting placements out of that sheet. And the tier 3 college they're getting placements, they're going to do it. And then they started it. And yeah, after that, third, fourth year is when we realized we need money to run it. Because pehle kya tha, it was YouTube. The website was used by 5,000-6,000 people. So 5,000-6,000 is okay. I can manage the server cost. 2024 January, we saw a spike. Our website got around 6 million visits in a month, to be very precise. In 28 days, 6 million visits and 3 lakh active users in 28 days. Now, when you get that amount of traffic, you know you need servers to run. You need money to run it. You need people to write content. You need people to run the engineering as well. So that's when we faced this can't be free anymore, because you know I can upload videos on YouTube, but YouTube is a very scattered form. The only reason A to Z sheet or any sheet of my works is because it's in a website. It's in a very organized manner. It helps you to get everything in place. So to keep that website running, we understood there were a couple of directions to me. One was I take the influencer route. When I say influencer route, it means I do a lot of brand collaborations. And for us, you know, in ed, we don't get a lot of brand collaborations. The brand collaborations we were getting was Dream 11, betting apps. And honestly, I don't want to do betting apps. And then when you take betting apps away, people are not gonna give us entertainment apps, right? So we would be left out with edtech brands. So if I can promote other edtech brands, why can't I have my own? That's when I thought I'll not be an influencer. I'll cut off that influencer route and I'll go the founder route, where I'll take the founder route. I'll build a brand out of myself. And last 1 year, I haven't promoted any brand. I haven't done anything. All I've gone is all in for this brand. So decided we'll get a revenue model out of it. Ended up making TakeUForward Plus, and it went live on August 7, 2024. Servers crashed at 6 p.m. because we had 50,000 live traffic. At 6 p.m. we had 50,000 live traffic that was waiting for that to launch. They ended up hitting refresh. सारे servers उड़ गए because 50,000 लोग कौन manage करता है भाई? That's very, like, if you even do engineering in future, 50,000 concurrent is massive. Like, and then we were using a lot of third-party services like PhonePe, Razorpay to get the payments. उनके भी services फटने लगे because of the traffic. And last 1 year has been an amazing journey. We have done really well. We have a rating of 4.83 among people who have purchased it. We have done revenues in multi-million dollars, all bootstrapped, all from just, you know, putting our own hard-earned money and getting it. So yeah, that's the journey.
So what does TakeUForward look like in startup? There are how many people working in this place, and
how many of you follow me on Twitter, Insta? Please follow me if you don't. So if you follow me on Twitter, the reason I said is I keep posting around what we do as a company. Like, so if I have to give you a brief, we have 33 people, and if I have to summarize it, we are a bootstrapped startup, but we don't look like a bootstrapped startup. So this year in March we went to Goa, 6 days Goa trip, fully sponsored. This September we did a 4 weeks Bangalore offsite, 4 weeks Bangalore offsite, where we did everything. We went to Samirana's show, we went to jungle safari, we went to parties, we did something. So we did a lot of things in those 4 weeks. November 1 we are going to Thailand. Yes, we are going to Thailand, and the entire team, not a small section. We asked everyone, 20 people agreed, all fully sponsored. 20 people are going to Thailand. January we are doing a North Sikkim trip. Around March, April we are going to mountains to do offsite. So that is how TakeUForward looks like to work. Completely chill, no questions asked, leave policy. If you want to take a leave, take a leave. MacBooks for everyone. So there are a lot of things, health insurances. So TakeUForward looks like that on a working front. No work hours. Apart from the sales team, they have a work hours, but apart from the sales, no one has a work hour. You can start at any time, you can end at any time. We don't count hours, we don't count days. You just give me the work that I've given you. If I give you a work and you tell me 5 days, it should be 5 days. That is what we follow. Apart from that, nothing. And most of the engineers are fresh grads. They work on scale, they learn a lot of things, and we give a lot of ownership. Ownership in the sense, if I tell you, you're going to build this, you're going to build this end to end. Right from thinking about the design, getting it verified from me, coding it, deploying it, managing the bugs, you do it end to end. So you get an entire engineering experience as well. That is how TakeUForward looks like from inside. And from outside, we're bringing in a lot of features. Thankfully, we have a lot of conversion rates. Like a lot of people do take our subscriptions. A lot of people use a free model as well. So going pretty decent. Yeah, that's the journey.
Perfect. Yes, that deserves a round of applause. But now the question I have is, what was the aha moment behind TakeUForward? Like you felt really happy in this journey of TakeUForward.
yes, I'm happy today. Something like
I'm
that.
happy today. So I'll tell you, we launched it on 7th of August, and in the first day, everything broke as I stated. So we were getting okay-ish kind of, मतलब payment हो रहा है, system टूट जा रहा है. So it's not that great experience-wise as a user because systems were not able to scale, which is understandable because it was our first time doing something on that grand scale. Now we've understood, so we have done everything well. First 24 hours, we made around 5 CR.
Massive.
That is what we did. And the entire team was sitting and we were doing refresh. ठीक है, so ऐसा हो रहा था, we were doing refresh. तो ऐसा था कि starting में let's say 1 करोड़ 25 लाख है, we do a refresh 1 करोड़ 35, do a refresh 1 करोड़ 60, do a refresh 1 करोड़ 70. So basically 1 CR 70, 1 CR 80. Every refresh some lakhs were getting added. And in our team the culture is very open, like we don't hide revenues. Like no matter who you are, you can see the revenue. So you can see the entire revenue. You have the database access. So everyone was sitting and they were like, okay, this is running. And all we expected was 5-10 lakh revenue. 5-10 lakh revenue to 5 CR revenue was massive. And to be very honest, have you seen Dhruv Rathi launch AI Fiesta?
Yes.
So there's an influencer with named as Dhruv Rathi. He has 30 million subscribers. And he came on Twitter and he said, we made 3 CR in 48 hours. And our team internally was writing, हमने तो 5 CR बनाया था, हमारे तो 1 million भी नहीं है. Like we are saying, we don't have 1 million and we still made more than you. So these moments were not wow moments. These moments were more like, when you work hard for a product, the entire team trusts me because I see them internally. We were working day in and day out to get the product out. Like the 3 months we have worked 17-18 hours a day. We are sleeping 5 to 6 hours. So when you do so much of work and then when you see it transfer into people using that product, people getting placed, and then eventually after a couple of months people started saying, we were getting placed, hamara samay bach, like it was very organized, the content is good, we are getting placed, the product is much better. And we did different as well. Most of the influencers turned out to bring courses. We said we're going to bring an end-to-end product, an end-to-end learning experience where you get everything. So that was the moment which is like, wow, the 4 years was worth it. So that was the moment. I remember doing this thing, first month, so everyone got double salary. And they're like, bhaiya, you have sent, galti se salary bhej diyo aap. Matlab, 2 baar bhej diyo. You have sent it twice. I'm like, no, you got it as a bonus. So all of these things, it was fun. That's the best moment in our, I will not say my journey. As a team, no one has left. From that day till today, no one has left the team. The attrition rate has been 0. No one talks about leaving. So as a team, we have built it. So it's not mine. It's an entire team that works for it. So yeah.
So today we have a large audience and there is one question that they want to ask you. Is there any special discount that you're offering us so that we can... Yeah, today.
What's your initials of college?
BVRIT.
I'll get it.
BVRIT.
So you can use that coupon code. I'll just write. Give me a second. V, right? VVRIT.
N also. N. Because there's the Narsapur.
The Narsapur.
You have to make.
So the coupon code, I've told the team, BVRIT, I think you'll get it activated in 5-10 minutes once they see the message.
Please, we need a round of applause. Actually,
Anyways, I'll just see, give me a second. It's not activated now, so use it after the session. And please make sure, just a request, don't give this to your friends in other colleges. Okay? Because it's a coupon code which will give you I think 800 or 900 extra discount, which would not be applicable for other people. So don't give it to other colleges, and we'll turn it off tomorrow or day after, tomorrow midnight. So use it in case you want to use it. Use it today, or if you don't want to use it, you can use the free model. I'll leave that to you. Okay?
perfect. Thanks a lot. Initially, my question was to ask you what were your early day challenges, but based on this, I genuinely think you must have faced everything with a smile. I mean, of course, you must have been sad, but there are chances that you actually faced everything pretty strong, I feel.
Yeah, malab. Before we take the next question, I'd also want to have a Q&A with the session, Q&A with the crowd,
we'll
and I have a flight at 4 to catch. So this is the last question I'll take from you guys. Sorry, but I'll take some questions from them. Otherwise, my flight shoot jayega. Okay? So as I said, very similar to you. Initially, it's very difficult to figure out what to do. Like, will this give me a placement? And all of these questions are there. When you don't get an internship, you are heartbroken. When you don't get that placement, when you get rejections from every corner, you're heartbroken. So very similar. I will not say that I faced something very different from you. It has been very, very similar to what your journey is, and I'll not get into that zone जहाँ पे I'll say कि financially वो चीज़ है, because I feel there are much more people who are not financially that stable. Like you look at a outside world, you'll see a lot of people don't get food to eat as well. They get one-time food. So for me, I'll tell this to everyone. At any moment of your life, if you feel like you're not getting financially, you're not getting a lot of financial help from your family, it's okay. Take it with a smile. If you're not getting a lot of money to spend on someone, to go on a movie date, to do something, to go on a trip, etc., etc., as a bachelor, it's okay. Take it with a smile, because you know what? Your parents have put in a lot to get you here. The clothes that you wear, the food that you eat, the hostel fees, they're paying a lot. You are privileged. Trust me, go out. A lot of people don't get it. A lot of people don't get education as well. So every time you feel like, यार मेरा friend को तो ज़्यादा मिल रहा है, my friend is getting more, just tell yourself there are far more people who are underprivileged than you, and that will make you feel better, and that will make you feel like working. And there's one thing that I'll say you: once you start earning, if you earn decent enough, spend some time in contributing to NGOs. I'm not saying go and give your entire salary. If possible, fund one or two people's education per year. Just go to them, spend some time, fund one day of their food. Do these things. पैसे आप कमा लोगे, but जो अंदर से like that inner peace, just try to do it. And challenges everyone will face, but trust me, there are people who face tougher challenges. So don't cry on challenges, and be a good human being. That is what you'll be remembered for. You'll not be remembered for how much you made. You'll be remembered for how good you are as a human being when you exit this world. So that's what I'll say.
So now I request everyone to please start prepping your questions as soon as possible, because we have Striver with us and we'll definitely cover the session pretty quick. But before that, I would request our principal sir to please come on the dais to meet and share a few words with the session. Sorry,
Thank you for visiting our institution.
Thank you.
Great help actually. Just very good afternoon to every one of you. Right, it's really amazing actually. I could spend 20 minutes back I came here, but each word of him is such that actually it has come from the heart, because the work that he has put in behind 17 to 18 hours of day, whatever the work, because if you have a desire to do something, if you want to achieve something, naturally the work has to go into it. Automatically the dividends are being paid. That if we start from that thinking, we never start our journey from the bottom. If you start properly, then automatically the others are taken care. But the end note, what he has done at the end is something which really touched my heart also, because everybody will earn money. Everybody may have money also, but the thinking process for a human being, at the end of the day, nobody counts who is having more money, who is able to really reach to the people who require it, and is he able to support it. But education is the only thing that really help you in life. I am also thrilled actually. Probably I am double his age, more than double his age, but still I'm a fan of
Thank you so much.
Wonderful gentleman. Thank you all.
Absolutely.
Okay, so please raise your hands, whoever wants to ask, and we'll give you the mic immediately.
कहाँ है भाई? Yeah.
I really thank you so much for your YouTube channel. I've learned a lot of DSA from your channel. Basically, I like that line that, hey viewer, welcome back to the channel.
Sorry?
Start intro of your video that, hey viewer, welcome back to the channel. I really like that. It's like a brother teaching to me.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the
The
channel. I hope you guys
channel,
are doing extremely well.
Request that can we join your startup?
Oh yeah.
He's fourth year.
So I think I stated one thing. I think you missed it.
So
Sorry?
I'll not leave.
No. What that means is we are filled. So do follow us. We're currently not expanding because when you're bootstrapped, you'll have to look at the dynamics of thing, because I just can't hire you and not pay you now. So when I'm hiring people, I need to make sure they get the industry pay as well. So for me, it is very important to make a decent balance between hiring the exact number of people to paying them as well. So if I keep on expanding blindly, what will happen is the startup will fail. So as a founder, you'll have to always think of, when it is bootstrap, how much can you hire, how much can you pay. So that is the reason we are not over hiring. I don't want to over hire, because if I over hire, then after a couple of months, if I'm not able to pay you, I'll have to lay you off. And I'm not someone who's a big fan of layoffs. It's better I hire as much as I need, but definitely keep following us on social media, and do share your work if you have anything next time we hire, and do mention that we had a conversation. I'll keep it in mind.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
I request everyone to
you is that can you describe your problem solving approach for any problem?
So the way I solve a problem is statement at first. I go through the examples given to us, and then I look at the constraints. That's my first vision. I go through the entire thing, basically problem statement, examples, and constraints as well. A lot of people don't go through the constraints, because the constraints kind of give me an idea if they're looking for a big of n solution, n square solution, n log n would work. Let's say the constraints are stating that the value of n at max would be 10 to the power 5. That kind of gives me an idea that the solution would be around n or n log n. Now my brain would start thinking in that direction. If the constraints were n is 10 to the power 3, that is a clear indication that there would be no n solution. There would be a solution which is n square or n square log n or n square square root something. So that's my initial thought. I go through everything and I kind of get an idea what kind of complexity I'm looking at, right? After that, there were a couple of examples. With the problem statement, I would figure out, they're also stating about few corner cases. I'll try to list down. Usually in my brain, I start thinking, okay, what if the input is this, what will be the output? What if the input is this, what will be the output? And sometimes to test it out, what I do is, if I'm in an interview, I'll ask the interviewer that, hey, for this particular input, is the output, is the expected output this one? If I'm doing on any compiler, what I'll do is, I'll basically write wrong code, return 0 or something, very dummy code, and I'll run it for that input. And usually it will show my output as 0, and the expected output will be shown. So that kind of is a validation that this is the output for the expected input. So I try to figure out 5-6 test cases which are corner cases. So once I have the gist of it, what I try to do is I try to think of solutions. Okay, I'm able to think about every corner examples, corner cases. Can I think of a solution? Now I start with I don't start with an efficient solution. I start thinking, okay, what is the first thing that is coming to my brain? Usually when you look at a problem, right, there is the first thing that comes to your brain. अरे इसको इससे minus कर देते हैं, अरे इसको mod 2 कर देते हैं तो आ जाएगा. You start thinking in some direction, right? I try to go in that direction, and the 6-7 test cases that I have figured out, I try to hit that solution in those 6-7 test cases. And if it is working, that means if it is working for corner cases, it will work. Only thing is I need to make it more efficient. So that is kind of a solution ready for me. Now I start analyzing, okay, this is the raw thought that I got, raw in the sense brute force I got. Can I optimize it? Okay, what kind of optimizations am I looking at? Is it n required? Is it n log n required? Then I look at what can I cut off? How can I optimize? If there are 2 loops, the nested loop, can I replace that? Can I optimize that? That's how I start optimizing. And then eventually the moment I come around n log n, I know for that solution it will work. Because if n is 10 to the power 5, I am very, very sure n or n log n will work. Because that comes with experience, right? Then I'll try to hit it. If it runs, and if it gets a TLE, then I am sure n log n is not required. N is required, exactly n is required. I again look at, okay, what is taking log n? Can I eliminate that logarithmic n? Can I do some pre-computation? Because usually logarithmic n would be for some kind of computations. Can I do it Can I do a pre-computation so that the logarithmic n is not repeatedly done? So this is how I usually approach. For me, it's not like I'll get the efficient approach directly. I also follow a very similar journey that you follow. For me, maybe because I have a bit more experience, I can analyze will this work or not, and this would come to you with more and more experience. For you, what I'll recommend to do is observe everything. Have a keen observation. n 10 to the power 5 था तो n चल गया, n log n भी चल गया, 10 to the power 4 था तो n square root भी चल गया. So have keen observations, gain experience. Eventually you'll be able to solve most of the problems. One question.
So there are a lot of domains in tech like web development, data scientist, AI/ML. So how can I figure out what to choose?
So you're here for you want to exit with a good placement, right? So I am a big believer of horses for courses. So first, what I'll do is, if I was at your place, I'll secure myself so that in my third year, in my fourth year, I do not regret. A lot of third year, fourth years you'll talk to, they will regret that I should have done this from my first year. I'm very late now. So you should, follow your seniors, horses for courses. If there are companies visiting your campus, look at what they're asking. Whatever they're asking, I'm not saying they're asking DSA. Whatever interview rounds they have, prepare for them. That should be your first priority. Forget about everything else. That should be your first priority. That is getting your fundamental subjects ready. Fundamentally, you understand, right? Something like object-oriented programming, something like an HTML, something like a CSS, JavaScript. Get your fundamentals ready. Once your fundamentals are ready, what you're doing is you're preparing yourself for the first interviews that you will give in your fourth year. So that you don't regret. After that, you start figuring out what can you do in your leisure time. That means in your free time. Then you start exploring, because that is something that is not going to impact so much. It will definitely impact your resume, it will definitely impact a lot of things, but will it impact very, very directly? Maybe not that much. So at that point, what you can do is you can explore. Maybe you spend some time doing a lot of dev work where you do front end, you do a lot of back end, figure out your interests. If you don't find it interesting, maybe you take a switch, you do ML, do it for a couple of months. Again, if it doesn't excite you, switch it, explore AI. So you can always do it couple of months. So what I did during my time was I explored ML. I did it for a couple of months, and it didn't excited me. So I ended up quitting it. So it's about, you just can't sit and think. You'll have to go and hit everything. But while you're hitting, you'll also have to make sure that your priorities are sorted. You're fundamentally strong. Fundamentally, whatever subjects you have it ready then and there, so that when you go for those interviews, you're prepared. You don't want to be in a state where in your fourth year, your batchmates are getting their interviews cleared and you're like, shit, I didn't do DSA, oh shit, I didn't do a lot of dev, or I didn't build projects. You don't want to be in that phase. So get your bare minimum ready, and then you can always explore. Exploration is something you can always do post your 4 years as well. It's not now, because tech evolves. Tomorrow you'll see something else coming up. Just go and explore it, and if you find it interesting, build projects around it, and if it excites you more, go deeper into it, and maybe that could be your future, right? So, but yeah, that's the overall answer.
Thank you.
I can hear you, can say.
So how can I measure the real progress in DSA or problem solving? So sometimes I do DSA daily, but I feel like I'm not improving. How can I track my progress?
So we're so addicted to dopamine rush. Like, we just want very quick dopamine rush, in the sense, even, why does reel and short work so well? Because in 30 seconds you get a topic change, you're getting the entire context. So for us, the current generation, we want very quick dopamine rush. So this is something you need to understand. With DSA, it will take years. Like, you can't say in 6 months you'll master it. In 6 months, you will know the topics, you'll know the patterns, you would solve problems, but you'll not be a master of it where you can sit and say, I know it in depth. That will take some years, and which year are you in? Second? Fourth year. So it will take some years. So I'm not sure when did you start, but whenever you started, give it some time. And when you're talking about progress, how can you measure it? The only way you can measure it is either you give a lot of contests, go to Lead Code, give those contests, and see if you're able to solve it. And the other way you can measure it is open up interview experiences of companies, pick up any random company, look at their interview experiences. What are they asking? So whatever question they are asking, are you able to think of a solution? I'm not asking you to code. Are you able to think of any solution? Any. the thing is any over here, not the efficient one. Are you able to start? If you are able to, think of something, that means you're doing well. If you are completely blank in the contest, if you are able to solve 0 problems, in the interview experiences you're not able to solve anything, then there is a point of concern. That means you need to practice more. You need to increase the number of problems you have solved. So that is how you should be doing it, and don't overemphasize. A lot of times we overemphasize because it's not a game of 0 and 1. So it's a grey kind of thing, like you never know where you are. It's not ki, haan bhai ho gaya. You can never conquer DSA, you can never conquer engineering. It's that a vast field that you will never be like ki mujhe sab aata hai. So just keep what is in your hands. Keep practicing. Just keep practicing, and you know yourself which topics, haunt you. Something like a DP might haunt you. So when you know DP is something which doesn't come naturally to you, go and spend more time doing it. Graphs doesn't come naturally to you, go and spend more time. Ask yourself and you'll get the answer from within. And yeah, don't chase perfection. Perfection is never there around engineering.
Thank you so much, but one more question. So when I see a long, lengthy problem, I feel stuck. I don't feel interested. How do I overcome that? Like most of my friends also feel the same.
Long problem statement.
Lengthy problem statement.
You're lazy. Like, honestly, but this is nothing. Like this is just this much. I'll tell you something. When you will be paid, when you will be paid to do software engineering work, there are 10 pages of design document that you will get. How will you read it? You'll have to read. They'll write, okay, so we are building this. This will do this. This is gonna do this. At the same time, you'll have to take care of this. The KPIs are this, and you'll have a 10-page document. So if you're not able to read a single page as of now, how would you do this? So see, you're growing in age. So tell yourself you can't be a kid where the sir comes and tells you A plus B. You'll have to get out of that zone. You'll have to have patience. I think patience is the key. Do a lot more meditation if possible. But on a serious note, do a bit more meditation. That improves your, patience level a lot. If you don't have that, so do a lot more meditation. Tell this to your friends as well. That Raj said, okay, do meditation.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Dear sir. So my question is, in interviews, how can a candidate stand out if they don't solve every problem perfectly?
Confidence. You run the interview. So what I believe is you have to run the interview. If you're letting the interviewer run the interview, you're 50% rejected. So if you ask me if I'm going for a DSA interview, I'll have the confidence in tell me the constraints. I'll counter question. Hey, are you looking at a big of n solution? Are you looking at a log n solution? A lot of candidates don't have that confidence. They get into that zone, question solve karna hai, but it's about how you approach, how you dominate the interview. So if I have to give you I'll take 2 minutes of you and I'll give you how I would give an interview as of today. I'll be like, okay, what are the constraints? Tell me the constraints. I'll be like, are you looking for a n solution or an n log n solution? I'm straightforward to the point. I'm not, roaming around. Straight to the point. After that, I'll say him, you know what, give me 5 minutes. Let me think of a solution. I'll take 5 minutes. I'll think of a solution and I'll go bang on. Okay. I'll be so confident that I'll not look for validation. So the problem with most of the candidates is they look for validation. They would say a solution and they will look for the interviewer to validate, this is correct, this is correct. I will not look for validation. I'll be like, the brute force will be this, the complexity is this, but I'm sure you're not looking for this. So I'm validating myself. This is the brute force. I'm telling him this is the brute force. I'm not waiting for an answer that this is correct or not. And this comes with practice. Because once you're thinking of a brute force, if it is incorrect, he'll point it out. But if you're so confident, he will also think, sahi bol raha hoga. Because that is human tendency. आप confidence से झूठ बोल सकते हो. Trust me. So if you're going with that confidence, you know what, this is the brute force. This brute force will take the complexity this much. And I don't let him speak. I say, do you want me to code it or do you want me to, optimize it? So I'm not waiting for him to tell me the next direction. I'm driving the interview. He says, in most probability, he will say, optimize it. I'll again say, give me 5 minutes. I'll not speak. I'm someone who goes very silent. I'll go head down. I'll keep on doing it on pen and paper. I'll say, give me 5 minutes. I'll take my time. And after 5 minutes, I'll come back. You know what? This is n square. I can do this. I can optimize this. I can use this particular data structure. I can use this particular algo, and I'll explain my stuff. And again, I'll not stop. The moment I've explained it, I'll tell him, this is going to take big O of n. Is this what you're looking for? I'm not again validating if the solution is correct or not. I am having that self-confidence that this solution is correct. I'm just validating, is this what you expected out of me? And if he says no, I go one step ahead and say, give me time. I again re-optimize it. And after that, and if he says, yeah, this is perfect, I'm looking for this one, I again do not wait for him. I say, do you want me to code this? I am the one who is driving the interview, because if you're driving the interview doesn't get a chance to think of questions. He's answering you. You're controlling his brain. I'm asking him, do you want me to code this? And he would, in most probability, say yes. I'm like, okay, fine, let me code this up. I start coding it up. The first thing I ask is, do you want me to write the method or the entire code? Again, I'm driving it. He says the method. I go with the method. I write it. With every word that I write, I speak. So the moment I speak, what I'm doing is, I'm writing void. Void because there will be no return type. The function name would be this because this is going to do this. I'm going to take an input param this. I'm going to start a brace here. What are you doing over here? You're smartly controlling the brain. Because if you just type, the interviewer gets a split second of emptiness. He can think of questions. But if I'm speaking, what happens is he's listening to you. His brain is processing what you're speaking. So there is no point where his brain goes empty and he's able to think. So I'm coding literally every line. Okay, int n equal to array.size. This would initialize the size. For loop int I equal to 0, I lesser than n. There is a loop which is going to run from I equal to 0 to n. I plus plus will basically increment it by 1 every time that the loop runs through. This is what I do. I do everything and then I say, this is the code. Wait, let me take this particular test case. Let me do a dry run. Again, I'm not waiting for him. I am myself saying, I'm taking a test case. I'm doing a dry run. I do a dry run. Step number 1. If I go with the step number 1, the value of I would be 0. As the for loop runs, first line would make the value of, let's say I'm computing x value would be this, y value would be this, and I go with one step. I'll do a couple of steps, and again I'll ask, do you want me to do complete steps, or is it okay, you understand? He'll be like, okay, and then you summarize it, and then is where you ask, do you have any follow-up questions? You don't wait, you drive the interview, control the interviewer's mind. If you have a follow-up question, he gives you again follow the same synergy. You go across and you give it, and at the end you have interesting questions for him. Get into his job role. What are you doing? What are your upcoming projects? What is the current project you're working at? And yeah, this is confidence. When you speak like this fluently, again communication is key. Fluently, dude, he is already in awe of you. Like even if you speak something occasionally, like this guy has a confidence. He can stand in a meeting room and he can present his design. He has that confidence that he can come up to me and say, your design is wrong. Because, people, when companies come up, they want to hire talent. They want to hire talent who goes and makes a difference. They don't want to hire puppets whom if I'm also hiring, I want to hire people who come up to me and say, Raj, you are wrong. Even in my startup, there are people who work for me. They come up to me, Raj, this is wrong. Ye design nahi karte. And I hear them. And a lot of times I would agree with them, a lot of times I'll disagree with them. And if I disagree with them, I give them a valid reason on why I disagree with them. So this is how the world works. It's just not about an interview. It's about anywhere. Even I'm speaking here. I'm speaking with confidence, so you're kind of believing this. But if I'm speaking, acha aise kar lena. If I speak with thoda sa bhi lesser confidence, you will not get that confidence out of me. Getting my point? It's all about confidence. Have that confidence. Please watch a lot of English documentaries. Please shift away from regional languages. If you're watching a lot of movies, lot of news channels, please switch your content type to English. It's very, very important. You'll understand how to deliver. You'll understand what kind of words to use while you're explaining your thought process. You will grow massively. Please switch your content type to English. Watch as much as Hollywood movies as possible, as much as Netflix series as possible. Make it your go-to content. Do not watch regional content. Scrap it off for the next 2-3 years. Scrap it off. Koi acha movie aa gaya dekh lena, but scrap it off if you really want to be very, very good with your delivery skills. That is what I'll say.
Thank you, sir.
This is Avinash. After listening to the podcast, I've come to know that you are a person who does not expect things out of the work or what are the efforts you are putting in. So the thing which hurts most of the people in life, the main issue for people getting hurted is expectations. So how is your mindset built in such a way that you do not expect things after putting efforts and putting efforts to get the success or love or whatever?
So that would be wrong. I have expectations out of people, out of anything that we do. Like let's say you take a rose from someone and you would also expect them to give you back a rose after some day. That is high expectation. Why do you expect that? It's very similar in, as you said, in my life. Now when I started my YouTube channel, it's not that I didn't expect it, but I never expected it to go to a 1 million thing. Because the first day if you expect that I have put up a video, why is it not striking 1000 views? Then that is where you misbalance it. Expectation should be something which is achievable. Then only you'll get the motivation to find the next level of achievement. For me, when I started YouTube, I'm not saying I didn't have an expectation. I had an expectation that I'll get 100 views, which is bare minimum. You're getting my point? So 100, I'll achieve it, then I can think of the other thing. But the first day I'll think that why am I not earning 1 lakh rupees? Why am I not getting this? First couple of years, I made 50,000 rupees. First couple of years, I ended up putting 250 videos. For 250 videos, the ad revenue was 50,000 rupees. And I make more than that per day now. So that is the difference. Because if initially I thought कि मैं पढ़ाऊंगा तो मुझे पैसे मिलने चाहिए, then तो नहीं चलता ना. Because I thought of very small kind of achievements. It is a very long journey. First you have to understand. You're in college. You would have an expectation of getting a 30 LPA, 40 LPA right out of college, right? But then somewhere down the line, it's okay to have that expectation. But you'll have to tell yourself, what if it doesn't happen? You'll also have to bear with that mindset. Ki, am I okay with 6, 8 LPA? And then you will have to say yourself, theek hai na, it's okay. Why? Because I will be 22, 23 when I graduate out of college. After that, I'm going to work 25 years. Arey, theek hai, if I get 6, it's fine. I can go to the industry, do a switch after 2 years, and I can get that package again. Is it the end of the life? You not getting into an IIT, was it the end of the life? You had an expectation of getting into an IIT, you didn't, right? But was it the end of the life? You're here, you're again kind of hustling, you're trying to make it to the top. If you don't make it to the top, out of the college, fine, you still have years. You will always have a second chance, you'll always have a third chance, you'll always have a fourth chance. You will always have multiple chances in your way. But the thing is, what are you expecting out of every chance? The moment you start expecting sky stuff, you're not going to get it. So limit yourself, always have a minimal spectrum to maximum. Be happy with what you get, because it's very important to be happy. I told I was writing content. I wrote content, I was getting 300 rupees. I gifted my mother a sari of 2000 rupees. For me, as of today, 2000 rupees is nothing. But for that guy who was 18, 19, for him to give his mother a sari of 2000 rupees, because at that time my mom used to wear 200, 250 rupees ke sarees jo milte the. For me to get that embroidery stuff, go to the market, get that 2000 rupees, that's a small happiness. So find small happiness. The moment you achieve small, फिर थोड़ा ऊपर, escalate करके life बड़ी है यार. मतलब किसी को 5 साल लगेंगे, किसी को 10. But just find your happiness, you'll enjoy it.
Thank you.
Because I think everyone in this auditorium, when they leave with a very, a motivated spirit. And you've been one of the most realistic person we've met, because the suggestions you gave weren't just a normal chat GPT or something, but they were really helpful. So I think everyone, on behalf of everyone, we really thank you for coming to our college and, spending this much time with us and making us understand every concept that we had that way.
Thank you so much. Guys have been amazing, and all the best. And remember one thing, life is a long journey. Don't get disappointed. Don't get disappointed with any failures. Failures will happen, fine. Just get back and again, hit it hard till it breaks down. Remember this. That's what I'll say, and good luck guys. And the coupon is active, use it. Okay? Chalo, bye-bye.
Cool and insightful podcast ever we have watched. And coming to the closure, before we wrap up, I would like to extend a big thank you to the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, our faculty coordinators, and the Coding Brigade BVRIT for organizing this wonderful event. And of course, thank you to everyone here for being such an enthusiastic and supportive audience. We hope today's session encourages you to keep learning, exploring, and moving forward with confidence. Have a great day ahead, and don't forget to stay curious and keep coding. Thank you.